Rich Lowry, editor-in-chief at the National Review, and also Mitchell Feierstein, fund manager, investor, and author of Planet Ponzi, to talk about the tariffs. Let's first weigh in on Harvard. You know, it really isn't about the First Amendment. It's pretty incredible, Rich. As we came on the air just moments ago, the temporary restraining order now stops the Trump administration from pulling Harvard certification in the student and exchange visa program. But when you look at it, you'll see on the left, we heard that CNN saw it, oh, it's extreme. Is it really? Noam wanted documents April 16th. She said they can get this back if they give them the documents within 72 hours. They're not complying with a request from DHS. And now there's this whole part that they may be working with military advancements with the CCP in Iran. Why would Harvard think that they can go up the administration? I guess it's just back to the activist judges, Rich.
Yeah, so this one, Bianca, this is headed straight for the Supreme Court. At some point, you got to think, not clear exactly what the fact pattern is, but the administration is saying, look, we're not punishing you because of speech. We just need you to comply with this information request we've made. Administration alleges Harvard hasn't complied. Therefore, they basically, in effect, de facto exited from this foreign student program, and they're pulling the permission for foreign students to come, which, as Mike noted, is a huge deal. This is like 30% or a third of Harvard's student body. So this is a major fight. Just took another step up the escalation ladder, and eventually I believe the Supremes will be pronouncing on it.
I think so too, and you're right. They have the foreign students who pay full ride, and it lets them take in other people, you know, DEI. And it's also separate, should we also say, the university is also challenging the administration because they cut $2 billion because of all the anti-Semitism and what we saw on campus. So this is a huge story. It's still developing. And Mitch, while we have you here to talk to us, we're going to talk about this 50% tariff President Trump announced on the EU. But I first want to start about how concerning it is. And this is why, when it came to taking on China, decoupling with the hard line they took to force China to come to the table, as they did in Switzerland with Scott Bessent on trade, the Chinese and the CCP working with institutions like Harvard, seeping into American society, and really getting billions of dollars in trade from us. All of it, they're winning. Our country was losing. Talk to us about the economics of all of that as well.
So here, we've got a couple things going on here. On the path to prosperity, they keep throwing speed bumps in the way of the Trump administration, no matter what they want to do, whether it's economics, whether it's policy. I mean, we gave them, Harvard, plenty of warning about that, but then an Obama-appointed judge came up with a roadblock, of course. So we're going to see how that plays out. The European Union, there's a cabal of Merz from Germany, Macron from France, Stammer from the UK. These guys all want to do anything to resist the administration. Look, they had China, as you know, blinked first. As we said on the program, we predicted that would happen. They started negotiating back in April during the IMF meeting in Washington. So that deal got done. And the European Union had plenty of time. Germany's in a recession. They have been for 2 years. The rest of the European Union's economics are shaky, so they've got to make a deal with us. They will blink first, and they will blink first quickly.
Well, what will Tim Cook do? There was a tariff, President Trump says, 25% on Apple if you don't make your iPhones here in the United States. Rich, it does seem like President Trump is going to be holding to his word on these, even if it may not be a winning message in left-wing media as they do the meltdowns. But it does seem like, you know, we are addicted to our phones, our iPhones. We live on them. You know, this is another way we can actually combat China as well, Rich.
Yeah. So my take on this, I think China is an outlier. China, we need a different trade relationship with China. They've massively cheated, huge industrial espionage operations, one of the worst acts of theft in all of world history. But the EU and Canada and Mexico, they're all different. So I'm hoping we get deals sooner rather than later with all our friends and allies. And then China is outside the charm circle of U.S. trade. I think that is a situation that would make sense, but it's a little rocky getting there.